My brother slept with my fiance, and I cut ties with them. 12 years later, just before my wedding, she contacted me and manipulated me. I know you still love me, you're just too proud to admit it. Update 1: I'm a 38-year-old man, and I am going to marry my beautiful 35-year-old girlfriend in less than a week. This is my second engagement. 12 years ago, I almost married my 38-year-old ex-girlfriend. She was my high school sweetheart, and we had been together for almost 10 years and even lived together for 5 years. Naturally, I was ready to get married, and from the looks of it, she was too. My family loved my ex, so they were excited when I announced the news of our engagement. But it did not happen because one day before the wedding, my ex ended up sleeping with my 34-year-old brother. My ex had told me to spend the night before the wedding at a hotel while she stayed at home, as she believed we needed to be apart to avoid bad luck. I did what she asked. Unfortunately, or perhaps fortunately, I forgot my shoes at home and had to go back for them a few hours after I had arrived at the hotel. When I got back home, I was surprised to see that the lights were off in the living room, as my ex hated turning off the lights when leaving a room. I could not believe she had remembered. I went inside and went straight to the bedroom, as that is where I had left the shoebox because it was very special to me. But when I opened the door to my room, I was met with the worst thing I had ever seen in my life. My ex was in bed with my own younger brother, and they were so engrossed in what they were doing that they barely noticed I came in. Only after a few seconds did they realize my presence, but I was completely paralyzed and had no idea how to react. My world crumbled around me, and as soon as I realized what I had just witnessed, I ran out while my ex was calling my name. I drove back to the hotel, hyperventilating and in a panic, refusing to believe what I had seen. I was supposed to get married the next day, so this was complete madness. It took me a while to calm down once I got to my room, and when I finally managed to calm myself, I ended up sobbing for at least an hour. Fortunately, I had not told my ex which hotel I was at, so she could not reach me and could only send me text messages, which is what she did. She sent me a bunch of apologetic messages and tried to convince me that it had just been a one-time thing, but I highly doubted it. She also said that the wedding was driving her crazy, so she needed to blow off steam, and that my brother had always been there for her, so she did not know who to turn to. I could barely believe she would even try to explain herself after what I had seen. So I blocked her immediately. I also blocked my brother, as I was not interested in any of his excuses. It took me a while, but I managed to pull myself together and canceled all the wedding arrangements. First of all, because no matter how much money I lost, I was going to get out of this mess. My ex had just wasted 10 years of my life, so I did not care about losing a few thousand as long as it meant I would not have to be with her ever again. The next thing I did was call my parents and tell them what had happened. They were really confused about whether they should comfort me or cut ties with my brother, so I gave them some time to think about it. By then it was quite late, so I ordered some dinner and then cried myself to sleep. After that day, I only saw my ex twice, once when she came back home to pack up all her things and leave, and the next a couple of years later at a mutual friend's party where she tried to talk to me, but I left as soon as I saw her approaching. My brother and I have not spoken since then either, because my parents cut him out of the family for what he did to me. The last I heard of him, he was working in Europe and has not been back here in 3 years. Now all of that is in the past, and I have managed to get over that horrible episode. I am in a much better place now, and definitely with a better woman whom I trust completely. Everything was going well until a few days ago, exactly 1 week before my wedding, when my ex contacted me. I do not know how she found out about me or my wedding, but she contacted me from a new Facebook account since I had blocked her original account and sent me a bunch of messages about